the licensing solution that Srikanth mentioned earlier that the team built out as a result of what you guys were seeing. How long does that take to kind of get set up in a new organization?
Yeah, that's a great question, Beth. I think that depends, I would say, right? But typically, what we are seeing with other customers is 3 months by the time you have the requirements and we work with you, understand the requirements. It can be faster if you know exactly what you're doing. But sometimes, you need to translate the paper processes into digitization process. We don't want to do like to like porting, right? So we want to make sure it's adding the value to the customers as well as they're breaking the silos. But typical implementation with our solution can be done within the 3 months time period. That's including the pilot as well as the rollout, right? But beyond that, it depends on how complex your requirements are and what kind of other compliance and other needs you have. Brian, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I was just going to clarify because there might be some people on here that have seen Salesforce rollouts before and say, there's no way that can happen. So let's back up a little bit. So what we've done at MST is said, licensing is important. There's not a lot of solutions out there. So we sat down and took a look at a lot of different licensing agencies and organizations across the nation and said, what are some core functionalities that every licensing agency needs or organization needs? And so our team has already built and constructed, designed and architected that solution. So we call it the MST Licensing Solution. So that's the core product. And what we can do with that now is you go to a big agency, Rock or any other example of that. We already have that core functionality built in. So that time's already been invested. So you don't have to worry about that. But what we have done is left room for configuration for your specific workflows. So that's why we're able to do it so much more quickly, because we have that core, the core functionality already built in. And so we're really just focusing on, okay, what do you need to be more effective specifically for your workflows, so we can configure it right for your workflows. And that's one of the reasons when you hear such short abilities to stand something up so quickly, that is the premise behind why we're able to do that.